introduction of Asian carp to the North American water bodies is an ongoing problem. They are an invasive species and have expanded since they were introduced and are now threatening to spread into the Great Lakes. Asian carp includes several species, including the silver carp, black carp, grass carp, and the bighead carp. They are very dangerous to North American water systems because they reproduce very quickly, grow very large, and can outcompete native species for food sources. They also have no predators in our lakes and rivers. They are the dominant species of fish in many of the water bodies they are in, including parts of the Mississippi. Right now, the fish has been found right outside Lake Michigan in a small river attached to the Mississippi. Bighead carp. Bighead carp can grow over 1 meter in length and can weigh around 40 kilograms. They are a dark greenish color on their backs and have a whitish belly. They eat zooplankton and algae and eat almost all of the time. They grow quickly and reproduce very quickly as well, with females able to lay as many as 1 million eggs per year. Silver carp. Silver carp can grow to about 4 feet long and almost 100 pounds. They are similar to bighead carp in appearance, but they are mostly different or silver with darker backs. They have smaller heads and mouths as well. They feed on mostly phytoplankton and grow and reproduce quickly. They are very easily startled, and when a boat motor passes over them, they can be seen jumping as much as 3 meters out of the water. Black carp. Black carp are smaller and darker in color than the other species, reaching only about 3 feet in length and 30 to 40 pounds. They eat mostly mussels and crustaceans, and they can eat 3 to 4 pounds per day. Grass carp. Grass carp can reach 4 feet in length and weigh as much as 100 pounds. Their coloring is similar to black carp, but lighter. Unlike the other species, the grass carp eats mainly aquatic vegetation. They can eat as much as their own body weight every day. Grass carp have spread over the most territory, having been found in 45 American states.
I'm Foster, and I'll be introducing you to the Asian carp. Canada has a great diversity of species in the Great Lakes, and now there is a plague of Asian carp waiting at our doorsteps to invade the diverse lakes of North America. They have originated from the Mississippi River into the United States and now migrated into Lake Michigan. These fish grow rapidly and eventually took over many of the lakes in the United States, including one that connects Ontario with the U.S. There have been some intense movements to protect the carp from invading the Great Lakes. There are many ideas to stop the invasive species from getting into the largest freshwater lake system in the world. These ideas vary from electronic barriers to actually taking a chunk out of the river of Mississippi to keep it from connecting to the Great Lakes. There is no doubt these ideas will take huge amounts of money to control and look after so that no carp can enter the lake. Now I'm going to give you a brief history of carp. Common carp were brought to the United States from Europe in 1831. They were soon all throughout the waterways of the upper Mississippi River system. Grass carp were imported from Eastern Asia in 1963 to control submerged aquatic vegetation in aquaculture ponds, and were first documented in the Mississippi River along Illinois in 1971. Silver carp and big-headed carp were imported from China in 1973 to improve the water quality of aquaculture ponds, initially in Arkansas. The carp escaped and spread throughout the river system when seasonal flooding allowed them to get out easily. These species had spread through the water systems and were dispersing more and more, most likely through the pond escapement, and some speculate that people were releasing them as well. The first documented catch in the Mississippi was in the early 1982. Carp were primarily meant for feeding off plankton, algae, and snails that have congregated in the bottom of the fish hatchery ponds and nets. The carp have been taking over ever since they escaped. They reproduce rapidly and have an extraordinary way of living. Asian carp are like no other fish. Their characteristics make them very easy to differentiate from other fish. They all look different, for the most part, but carry some similar traits that usually have dark colored body, kind of gray or brown, and a large circular mouth that allows them to suck along the bottom, thus why they have the nickname aquatic vacuum cleaners. One of the main problems they have is that the fish can survive in the harshest conditions, from the southern United States to northern Canada, and the worst it has to offer.
One, two, three, four. Can't catch a fish if you're lying in the water. Can't catch a fish if you're lying in the water. Well, if your rod don't jig, you ain't got a chance. Make that old Mickey fin dance. Can't catch a fish if you're lying in the water.
Taylor D here. Hiya now. You know what really gets my goat? Is Asian carp. I've been fishing the big leagues all day long, and you know what? Asian carps are really getting to me. They're invasive species. Everything that the native species is defined as animals, plants, and both aquatic and terrestrial. They enter the new environment and become established. Ocean-going ships have been responsible for more than a third of the Great Lakes invaders. Professionals like myself estimate that 95% of the fish species in the Mississippi River are Asian carp. This proves that Canada definitely needs to figure it out in ways that they prevent this disgusting invasive species from entering our lakes and potentially ruining our fishing industry, the pride and joy of Ontario. They're basically at the top of the totem pole when it comes to invading great bodies of water. They produce so quickly and so efficiently that other fish hardly stand a chance. The carp push the natural species out by starving them of the plankton and small creatures that live in the bottom of the water. The original species, nothing to do but flee. Asian carp will swallow up everything in the aquatic plant life. Mussels, snails, other tiny invertebrates, leaving the river looking bare and without nutrition. Now the problem is Asian carp like to really feed off the bottom of the river or lake bottoms. It sucks out all the plankton, all little fish that most bass, pike, other big like lake trout, salmon, they feed off all the same things. So Asian carp multiplies so quickly that it really cuts out a lot of the basic and nutritional value that other fish need.
Economic costs. The economic costs of this invasive fish are already high, but if they make it into the Great Lakes, the cost would likely be in the billions of dollars. The Ontario Federation of Fishers and Anglers have said the commercial and recreational industry in Ontario alone is worth $7 billion and would be hugely affected by Asian carp. The Mississippi River and other American waterways have been affected already, costing millions if not more in recreational and commercial fishing. Commercial fishing of the Asian carp has not really replaced commercial fishing of native species of fish, because there is not the demand for this type of fish as a food source. Asian carp is worth much less than native species for commercial fishermen, costing them money if they were to switch from fishing a native species to Asian carp. Recreational fishing quality is decreased by these fish, harming fishing tourism and sport fishing industries.
Oh, hi there. My name's Ben Anderson, spokesperson for Carp Highlight. Today I'm just cooking up my usual meal for Asian carp actually. Just caught her off the river today. Now, as everybody probably knows at this point in time that we're having some serious problems with the Asian carp in the Mississippi River. Fact is that it's in a deep depression of in the Great Lakes. Today I'm going to explain a couple of solutions that could possibly change this direction of the carp fish and hopefully will not enter the Great Lakes at all, period.
Solution number 1, poison the river. In the early hours of May 20, 2011, several environmental agencies in the states teamed together to try an experiment named Operation Pelican. It was a week-long effort to assess and determine the perfusion of a designated section of the river. In a 2.5-mile stretch of the river, 2,000 gallons of Rotenone, a highly toxic pesticide, was dumped and watched extremely carefully under the watchful eyes of scientists. This proved to be a successful experiment by erasing the carp, but also erasing several types of the species in the river itself. Solution number 2, the electric field. To date, there are several hundred feet of electric fencing line that discharge 24/7 under the Mississippi shipping channel. Approximately 25 miles downriver out of Lake Michigan, the low voltage lines were laid and put online back in 2004. In 2006, barrier 2A was installed and is alive today. With the average voltage rate of 2 volts per inch, it is strong enough to stop the human heart in its tracks. To date, scientists are on a move to creating a more sophisticated, more easy operating barrier, which will hopefully be installed in the near future.
McCain's Frozen Foods, and so does your family. Now you can enjoy a healthy new frozen food treat done up in McCain's special way. New frozen Asian carp sticks. An unstoppable wave of mouth-watering Asian carp, fresh from soon to be all the Great Lakes. Asian carp has a chewy and, we're guessing, unique flavor, full of various proteins. Frozen Asian carp sticks from McCain's. It's Whiskerlicious.
General Soul! Mao, can't you see I'm busy trying to take over giant Chicago Lake? Yes, sir, but that's what is this about? Ever since we escaped our prison pond in Arkansas and made all the way up Mississippi and Illinois River, and as soon as we get past this stupid electric fence, then we get into Great Lake, and we eat all big fat Yankee fish. American fish so fat because they eat hot dog and pizza all the time. Yes, sir, but we have a new intelligence from our troops that you must know. USA fish so cocky just because they have LeBron James and cool president. I cannot wait to eat them all. And then when we get into Great Lakes, we get to Canada, and then Asian carp take over the world.